Hey guys, welcome to the POS Podcast. We have today Jim and Saber. Tom can't be here because he's working on art things. But yeah, we'll have fun.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
promise.
Jim, you haven't been on since the last other one.
The Pixels one.
Yeah, the Pixels one, because we had a special BronyCon one after we came back. Because
Yeah.
we couldn't do one on Monday. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back, Jim, because you keep
Thank you.
things moving forward. I've noticed that when it's just me, Paleo, and Tom, we hit these long, awkward silences.
Oh, I guess so.
Oh, you're sitting quiet for a few minutes.
I guess that's something that happened.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Saber, you were just on vacation.
I was in Florida for the past week. That was nice. I was at Cape Sandblast, which I honestly thought was Cape Sand Blast. To which
Yeah.
Paleo said, "You're going to a Pokemon attack for vacation." Like,
That's what it sounds like.
Sandblast.
No, it's like Sand Blast, like without the T.
Yeah, well, there's no. It's San, S-A-N.
Oh,
San.
yeah, Sand Blast.
Sandblast.
Wait, Sam Blast? Like a blast of people named Sam?
No,
It's
no,
great.
Sand,
There's a part of the
S-A-N.
island where people named Sam were just dancing around.
They're like,
we got-
hey, is your name Sam? No, it's Saber. Get the fuck out.
Get out of here.
Get out. This is a Sam.
Tall.
This is a Sam Blast. Only
Scram.
Sam Neil's here. Sam Wise Ganji. Sam
Sam, the man from Japan.
Sam Armstrong.
Samuel L.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Samuel. He's a Samuel. These are only
Do
for
people
Sam.
call him Sam?
People
Kinda
do,
weird.
but Samuel. Don't get Samuel L. Jackson.
You gotta say Samuel L. Jackson the whole time, every time.
Don't tell Samuel L. Jackson about Sam Blast because he has a lot of opinions and they're un-PC, and that's why when he's on like the Tonight Show, they never ask him about Sam Blast, because if they do, he gets really upset. He throws things. He's like Sam Blast, and it gets out of control.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I saw a couple of sharks when I was
Whoa.
kayaking. Let me tell you, pretty cool. So I rented a kayak, and by the way, guys, always getting sunburned, always.
Ouch.
You see that? You actually see the line? It's like it's like my chocolate vanilla strawberry. I have Neapolitan. Or how do you say it?
Yeah, Neapolitan.
Yeah. Ice cream. You got ice cream legs.
Marge, we need more chocolate vanilla strawberry ice cream.
I decided, and I put a bunch of like, you can see the sunburn, and I'll tan. Actually, I tan well, which is nice. But it's because I use lifeguard.
That's
But
nicer than me. I just turn red.
Well, what's that happens? I get burned first, and then I turn red. But whatever.
I have to wear sunscreen year round. So
Redhead. Wait, do you have red hair?
yes, I do.
Okay, there it is. Okay, I couldn't
It's
tell.
not as red as it used to be, but it is red.
The look of the Irish has left you. But
Well, it's Viking because the Vikings raped the Irish. That's
Oh.
why. That's
just
where. No, that's
it's true.
honestly.
It's true. It's true.
That's
It's
honestly where it
true.
comes. That's I'm not being. That's not even a joke. That's where it comes from. For reals.
I've been listening to so much world history podcast, like, and the amount of atrocities that happen throughout history. It's like, man, so many empires were built on murder and the most horrible things.
Yeah.
If I became a history teacher, I couldn't, like, especially for like middle schoolers, I couldn't look them in the eye. I'd be like, oh my god, you all have no idea what's going on. Horrible.
If you
You
guys
see it-
knew
you
what was
see-
going on in the world, you couldn't sleep.
There'll be a Native American kid in the corner. You're like, so sorry. Okay, so the sharks. So I went kayaking in this bay, because one side of the cape that we were on was facing the Gulf, and that's some pretty rough waters. And I made the stupid mistake of taking my kayak out to the beach after a storm passed through, and I don't know. I usually am very respectful of the ocean, but for some reason decided I'm gonna go. I thought you were opening a book page. I'm like, am I
What?
bored?
I wasn't doing anything.
I went out to the ocean, and I was drinking my kayak in the waves, and this huge wave came up and just knocked me over, and actually put me underneath the kayak in the surf, and one of the cords was attached to the paddle, and I got stuck in the sand. So I'm like actually pushed against the kayak and the paddle and the wave, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. So I couldn't break free for a couple of seconds, and I know that usually comes to the ocean. You just kind of just go with it, let the waves push you around, and you'll surface, hopefully. And I remember raising out of the water and looking at the beach, and having two families who were just like staring at me. And my brother-in-law had his daughter, and he was drinking a beer, and he's like, ah, laughing at me. So, aside the point, I decided to take it to the bay the next day, which is at the other side of the Cape, which is beautiful, transparent water. It's about 4 feet deep most of the time. Sometimes it could be, I'd say 15 feet deep. Sometimes it was a foot deep. But I decided to go kayaking out there for about 4 hours, which where's my sunburns came from. When I was out there, I saw so many stingrays, and my name's Steven, so I'm like, ooh, oh god, I don't feel comfortable. Crikey. And yeah, I made a Steve Irwin joke. What's up? But the thing that got me were when the sharks showed up, because the night before we saw a guy fishing on the beach, and he pulled up there it is. He pulled up a 4-foot shark. He caught, and they put it on an ATV, and they're gonna eat it. Oh god! Before I ate them.
Sorry, I got a Jaws action figure.
Yeah, that's like
It's
exactly
cool.
like Jaws. Neat.
That's great.
Well, the shark's not actually called Jaws.
Yeah.
He's just the shark.
That's actually some good trivia. I never knew that.
Jaws.
Like,
The
monster.
title is really a metaphor for America, but
Is it?
no, I made that up. It just doesn't mean anything. It just means it's shark movie.
But I know that like the animatronic is like named Bruce though.
Yeah, that guy's named Bruce. Yeah. Anyway.
So the shark. So I'm kayaking up to a seaweed bed, or it's kind of a part with some underwater flora. Is it flora or fauna? Flora.
Flora, yeah.
Yes.
Fauna is animals.
And I saw, I believe it's called the dorsal fin of the shark, surface out of the water, and I saw its tail kind of splashing around, and I'm like, oh my god, I think it's a shark. And I paddled up to it, and it kind of kept its distance from me and disappeared. I was like, oh crap, whatever. Kept kayaking. I saw another one. This one was brown and had a rounder dorsal fin. I thought it was a stingray at first, but I got closer and I saw it. It was like jumping out of the water, kind of like, splashing out of the water. And then it disappeared. And then the third one, I saw it really close to my boat because it was coming right towards the nose of the boat. So I'm kayaking forward, or I'm paddling forward, and it's coming right at me, and it looked to be about maybe 5 feet long. And I was like, oh my god, it was gray, and it looked like the shark the guy caught on the beach last night. Which here, I'll find a picture of it.
One looked like a sandbar shark.
Yeah. Let me find a picture because I like showing pictures. It looked like that. Y'all can see it.
Oh, that's scary.
Kind of hard to see, but it was cool. I mean, and the thing is, as soon as I was getting close to it, I was about maybe 4 or 5 feet away, and it just darted off. Because I don't think they like humans at all.
No.
But I saw a sea turtle. But the coolest thing of all was when I was going back towards the dock. And I'll wrap this up. I was going back to the dock, and I heard, of water come out of the ocean. I'm like, dolphins! Because I was kayaking in, and they were behind me in the deeper water, about 100 or so feet away. And I started kayaking like a madman, trying to get closer and closer. And then it started to occur to me that this probably isn't the best idea. Paleo, what's the policy when it comes to wild dolphins and getting close to them?
Um,
Is it advised or not?
I think it's like to keep like 100 feet away, I think.
Oh God, are you serious? I got
It's
him,
either
like 10
100
feet
feet or
away.
100 yards.
Whoa, I got him, like 10 feet away.
Yeah, but I think if they approach you, it's fine.
They weren't. They
Oh.
weren't. I was after them.
Oh no!
Because I was going, because I guess I got excited. I'm like, I've always wanted this. I want a pet one, and I was kayaking like crazy. I was filming with one hand. I had a camcorder out there, which was dumb because if I would have flipped over, it would have been done, just toasted, and along with me, and I got the kind of the I guess dolphin lust. Sounds wrong. Sounds wrong. Was wearing off, and I got closer to the dolphins. I noticed baby dolphins, and I realized, when it comes to nature, I know moms tend to be pissed off, like any kind of mom from any kind of species, if you get close to the baby. Maybe I should stop. And that moment, I heard the dolphin, like, it was at 10 feet away from me, to which I was like both terrified and excited. I was like, oh my God. Because at first I thought I was more terrified of the sharks at first, and then I realized these dolphins are bigger, they're smarter, they have babies, and there's about, I'd say, give or take 8 of them surrounding me right now. Maybe I should go back to the dock. And I decided to do something really weird. I took this little piece of plastic, a little like string that was kind of like used to like tighten down things. Like I guess it was kind of elasticy, and I kind of pulled it back over and over and over as it made a sound against the kayak. And the dolphins disappeared like instantly after that. They didn't like it, I guess. I guess the sound resonating through the kayak weirded them out, and they just disappeared. But I caught the baby dolphins jumping out of the water completely and falling back in on camera.
Cool.
That was really
Ooh.
cool. It happened about 20 feet away from where I was, and I was like, oh my God, David Attenborough, eat your heart out. Even though he's done a lot more. But yeah, that was my trip. That was my cool little kayak adventure. I got back to the house. I looked in the mirror and I screamed, and then I sat down on my bed, fell asleep, woke up in agony, put aloe, whatever it's called, all over my body. Aloe. And then I
Alloy.
ate ice cream and watched Rick and Morty.
Wow, sounds like the life at the end. Ice cream and Rick and Morty, and aloe.
And we had real aloe, like the plant. Like my sister Sarah's like, I'm gonna go cut some up and make some for you. And I'm like, just give me the store brand kind. Just we don't have to get fancy here.
Yeah.
My mom had like some of those aloe plants in California when she lived out there. All right. I guess we should move on to whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's
Move.
first let's oh yeah, by the way, if you want to ask questions, you can ask us on our Twitters, which our Twitter handles are right under us. You can ask us and we'll have it on the Q&A portion. So, first thing first, let's talk about movies, and the first one is Shaun the Sheep.
I
Yes.
did not see that, but did you all see it?
You are
Yes.
not. You are in the majority on that one. Saber.
Yeah. Nobody
you-
is going to see it.
I never heard. It seems so like out there. I'm like, I've never heard of this ever.
I mean, it's losing theaters. It lost this on Friday. It lost over 600 theaters.
Ooh.
So
So
it's-
what's the problem then? Tell us about the movie. What is
In
it?
my
Well,
theater,
it's-
they were only playing it during the afternoon.
I mean, it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the first thing is that it's the Shaun the Sheep movie, and Shaun the Sheep never really aired in America the way it did in England.
Yeah, apparently it had been shown on like the Disney Channel, but like in between things, like
Yeah.
just the shorts, and they were never. It was never really strictly like advertised though.
Yeah, I got a lot of comments on my review, like, it did air. It aired between these things.
Yeah,
and, like,
I got them
and
on mine too.
I was like, I actually looked it up and I couldn't find any of this, but apparently it did.
Yeah.
And I knew Aardman had a series, but I forgot about Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah.
But it's just sad because it is probably the first time in a long time I've seen a really good G-rated animated movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen one of those since like Ponyo, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like the first time in a long time, and it was. I really liked it. I mean, I don't know about you, Paleo, but I loved. I
really liked it too.
It was just, it's cool that I noticed we're doing a lot more just like straight visual storytelling right now, and Like Fury Road was one, and I know Fury Road's like doesn't seem like it's like Shaun the Sheep at all, but in terms of
I live, I fry, I live again.
but like
Sheep get fried.
just having like simple like you could mute Fury Road and completely understand it. And Shaun the Sheep, the sound actually didn't work for a large portion of it, and I
Yeah.
actually didn't.
Wait, the sound didn't work like in your theater?
Yeah, and then it was like off for a little bit, and then it came. It was weird, but like
Oh.
there was a kid. Like when I started watching it, no one was there, and then a mom and a kid showed up, and
You
I'm
know
like,
that
the
same thing happened to
weird
me.
old. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't like because I was like I decided to sit in that row. You know, there's like the box, like the stadium seating, and then there's that area, and then there's the
Yeah.
other stadium. So I was like, I'll sit in like the handicap area because no one handicap is here, and if they do show up, I'll move. You know,
Yeah.
because and then like when other people walk in and you're in an empty theater in that seat, they're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So
Body.
like like oh, you thought you're gonna be alone for Shaun the Sheep? Okay, all right. I'm just, I mean, I liked it a lot. It's sad that Aardman, like their theatrical grosses, have actually decreased in America over since Chicken Run, and
Yeah.
I wish this movie had gotten more of a push, but I don't think enough critics are really pushing for it. And I would like it to get like a Best Animated Feature Oscar, but it's kind of a tough year, so I don't think it'll get an
Yeah.
option.
Like,
It might though. Aardman has a good history with the Academy, so it might.
I really wish they'd bring over more animated features that are like nationwide releases. Like I was disappointed that Song of the Sea wasn't nationwide, and Ernest and Celestine
Yeah.
wasn't nationwide either.
That was a dang good movie too.
Yeah,
Wait, which one?
Ernest and Celestine.
Oh yeah, Ernest and Celestine. I saw it like the IFC Center, and I thought like I saw it on a Thursday because I was like I didn't look it up, but it was like right when it got nominated. And I go, well, it's gonna blow up like next week or the week after, and
No.
again it didn't. And I don't know if it's
It only
like,
showed in New York and L.A.
yeah, Song of the Sea. I only played in New York and L.A. for a really long time. Did it play outside of New York and L.A. or?
Nope.
That's like I don't know. I mean, same with Shaun the Sheep. Didn't actually have 7 p.m. shows in New York because I kept checking. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go 7 p.m. or the night before showing to
Yeah.
see Shaun the Sheep, and it just like I kept checking Fandango and there were none in New York. There was one if I took a bus to a like if I took a bus for an hour and went somewhere in New Jersey or something.
Wow.
And no offense to New Jersey, but I don't want to.
Complete offense to New Jersey.
I'm not getting on the subway for 40 minutes to then ride a bus to see Shaun the Sheep. But it was like they really weren't helping the movie at all. It didn't feel like they really knew how to promote it because I didn't know the last podcast we did. I think I said to you, Paleo, like I don't think there's any dialogue in it. Like I didn't even.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, like they didn't really go for. I feel like most people didn't really know what it was, and it was
Yeah.
advertised for kids. But the thing about kids movies is, kids should want to see it. That's important, but their parents have to want to see it more.
Yeah.
And it's like the Ninja Turtles
That's a
movie.
good point, by the way. That's
Like
a good point.
Like the Ninja Turtles movie did well, the one last summer, because a lot of the people who have kids who are the right age for that grew up with the Ninja Turtles. So like I had cousins who took their 5 and 6-year-olds to see Ninja Turtles because they remember when their dad took them when they were 5 or 6. And that's like I don't think more kids are into the Ninja Turtles cartoon than the movie really.
Yeah.
But they had to go because their parents were like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with Transformers.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
With that. But like Shaun the Sheep, like if the parents are like what is this?
Yeah, creator of from the creators of Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. I didn't see either of those.
Yeah. I mean, and Chicken Run was a while ago,
Yeah,
Chicken,
that was like 2000, was
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Chicken Run is actually one of the big reasons why we have Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Because
Which is weird because I think that movie's really overrated.
I still like it a lot, but
Yeah.
it's cool that Jeffrey Katzenberg was like, I've had it with this crap. And if you look at the 2000 Oscars, like regardless of, I think there are probably better movies in that year. That I think Chicken Run was probably better than a lot of the things nominated
Yeah.
for Best Picture. So I kind of agree with him, But it was if you have a chance to see it, I really do recommend it to everyone who likes animation because it makes you go like, oh wow, you could do a whole feature without any dialogue and it'll really really work. And you don't see that a lot. I mean, Fury Road actually did have dialogue, so
Yeah.
That's bait.
And it's funny. It's a fun you wouldn't even think about it like a kids movie. Like the whole time you're watching it, it's just like sometimes jokes are just jokes,
Yeah. All right. Next thing, let's talk a little bit about because I haven't seen it and I don't think Saber's seen it. Let's talk about Fan Four Stick.
You didn't see Fantastic?
I did not see. I was going to see it after Shaun the Sheep because Shaun the Sheep was an afternoon movie. So I was like, and then my friend called me. He's like, or she's like, hey, let's hang out. And I said, okay. The excuse not to see Fan Four Stick.
Well, it's
instead. I'm sorry, no, I'll make a bad joke. Never mind.
It's probably of the three. 'Cause I think the three big bombs this summer were Tomorrowland, Pixels,
And that one explosion in
this.
China.
Oh.
Oh man,
Save
is that too soon? I mean, that was like literally just a few days ago.
Jesus. Okay. Anyway.
In all fairness, it wasn't a bomb; it was a chemical explosion. To which those firemen, I think this is irony. Their water ignited the explosion.
Oh.
They were screwed over so hard. The people running the factory were crooks, and they need to be held accountable because I think they said the amount of dangerous chemicals they were holding were 360 times over the supposed amount. It was all China, dude. China sucks when it comes to regulations. I mean, you think America's bad with us cutting corners? They're the worst. And the firefighters went over there. I think they said they lost about 8, I guess what you would call battalions or I guess stations of firemen. It was awful.
Jeez.
But speaking of something that's just equally as awful, the Fantastic Four.
Well, see, the thing about this movie is that when I was watching it, the first hour, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool and old sci-fi movie-y, and there's a lot of character stuff they're building to. And then it, keeps changing, and, character development suddenly doesn't matter that mattered for 20 minutes, then doesn't matter, and then it becomes a different movie a couple times. And that scene where the scene you've seen the TV ads, right?
Yeah,
the
I've seen
scene
the TV ads. Yeah.
the TV ads where the thing's holding on to the plane and he drops
I think so.
out of the plane. Yeah, that's not in the movie.
Oh.
They cut that out of the movie. Yeah, I'm not joking. There's someone made an article, I think it was on Screen Crush, of all the parts of Fantastic Four that we know about that were cut out of the movie, and there was a lot of scenes that were in trailers, that were in TV ads. So when I was watching it, we were getting pretty far, and I was like, I feel like there's a lot of this movie I haven't seen because, and I was right because I didn't see it. They cut out big action sequences, which is weird because the movie has pacing problems and I will say it is a little boring like an old sci-fi movie. I kind of like that, but it feels at the beginning it feels like it could be promising, but by the end, the end part is a different movie. It's really weird. It's just probably one of the biggest failures of the summer that I thought was ambitious and could have been something, but it's it got cut up to so many degrees.
Yeah.
I don't know what it.
This is from the same director of Chronicle, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of sad because it sounds like his career is kind of fucked after that. Because you know about the tweet he sent out?
No.
What do you say?
Oh, so this is the weirdest thing that's happened to me ever. So I go to see the movie at the 8:00 show on Thursday, and when I come home, apparently the story broke that he had tweeted if the version that I had made that I had a year ago was released now, I wouldn't be getting the pans that I'm getting, but it'll never see the light of day. I think I'm paraphrasing. But it'll never ever see the light of day. And then he deleted the tweet, but someone screen capped it.
Internet. Someone's they're gonna screen cap it immediately.
So it went like everywhere, and all these stories about like 20th Century Fox having troubles working with him, and Fox not really knowing what to do with it, and trying to make it darker and more like X-Men, and the original script. There's an article about what the original script before Simon Kinberg got involved. So it's like, to my understanding from all the stories, is it's actually not one person's fault. It's like a million people's fault on an epic. Like, I've never heard of a movie that had so many cooks in the kitchen that didn't know what they were doing. Like, I don't think this movie ever would have been good because there's too many ideas going on. But the only thing that I think should happen if they ever get to make another Fantastic Four movie is don't put Doctor Doom in it. Doctor Doom is not a first Fantastic Four movie villain. Introduce the team. Let's meet him. Doctor Doom's a second movie thing. And in all the comics, this is for real, in the Ultimate Fantastic Four, when they reintroduced the Fantastic Four with Heroes Reborn with Jim Lee in the original comics, Doctor Doom isn't the first villain. He comes up later. And there's so many people who've just seen the movies who think Doctor Doom got his powers from the cosmic rays with the team, but that's not how it is. So I don't know why in the comics and the cartoons, just because it's an easier plot convenience, but it doesn't work. Like, introduce the team, have them fight a dumb monster. That's what's important. But I'm kind of bummed because 20th Century Fox has been better with Planet of the Apes and the X-Men movies. Like, I feel like they've gotten a lot better than they were, like, by the third X-Men The Last Stand and all that stuff. But now it's like, with this, I like really don't know what to think. Like,
what are they doing with that franchise? I mean, and they're doing Deadpool, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, yeah. So and that looks like it's going to be good.
Yes, it looks amazing.
Actually, it's funny for Fantastic Four. The screening started, or the show started a little late, and the person at the theater was like, "All right, well, we'll skip a few trailers." But since the Deadpool trailer was out, people were like, "No, don't stop! Play the whole thing!" Like, all these nerds got all upset. It was like this whole audience. I was like, "Wow, I've never seen this before." And they were like, the person was like, "Okay," and like you had to calm them down, be like, "We'll start it at the beginning of the trailer," so they all like cheered. I was like, "Wow!" And the funny thing is like Deadpool, the Deadpool trailer is like 3 or 4 trailers in. So it's like, if he had started it then, we still would have seen it, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a nice trailer. I'm curious about the Deadpool movie, and the only thing about it is that it is coming out in February. It's not.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks it's because, like, Kingsman was ambitious and weird. And
that was a good movie.
And I really love Kingsman. I read a whole thing about how it has a lot to do with the class issues and things like that. And I can't really explain it that well. Sorry, but there's a lot more going on in Kingsman. But Deadpool looks... it's like the only superhero movie. Next year, we have a lot of superhero movies that you're like, I know that'll be big. And I know...
Like, there's Civil War, Batman v Superman...
Doctor Strange is different.
Yeah, and then there's Suicide Squad too.
Yeah, X-Men.
That looks pretty cool.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but Deadpool's the one that I'm like, I don't know about you. It's like, but like Fantastic Four, I honestly thought when I heard what happened with Ant-Man, I thought Ant-Man was going to be like Fantastic Four, and I thought Fantastic Four was going to be fine. So I was wrong. If you asked anyone a year ago, I think we would have all thought the same thing.
Yeah. But Ant-Man did better.
Well, Ant-Man was also worked as a whole movie. Like, Marvel knows how to make a movie work as a studio, and Fox, I think, looked like they were getting better, but from what I saw with this movie, this was like, as a studio, they really screwed up. I think that's kind of the biggest blame, is like, I think Josh Trank screwed up himself, but they didn't make it any better, So.
Yeah.
It's like if you put too much mustard on a sandwich, you then don't
Impossible.
you don't throw it on the ground and and then step on it and then cut it up and put it on a pizza and go, hey, we saved it. You're like, I don't even know what this is. like look, it looked like a promising sandwich at one point. Now it's on a pizza and there's dirt on it. And
I think you just described my college and post-college career.
I think
Hey, they're so promising, and then it fell on the ground, and we tried to
I think you walk through that grass that has a sign that says, don't walk through here if you have animals. Do you remember those? Do they still have those? I haven't been in suburbia in a while, all right? That joke doesn't work. Never mind.
Do not walk on grass, you mean?
Yeah, do you remember those where they, like, do
They
insects?
still have those. Those
do?
those weren't like a 1980s thing. They're still.
Sorry.
Not where I'm around. I live in.
There's still
Do they still have
nowhere.
the block parties and the lemonade stands? Sure.
the milkman.
Do they still have the milkman? Do the kids still watch the Saturday morning cartoons?
They do now.
Oh well, not anymore.
Yeah. They don't.
Oh, you're
I
right.
actually-
Yeah. I mean, like, never mind.
I actually have on my DVR, I DVR'd by accident because I was into Spectacular Spider-Man. I DVR'd a Spectacular Spider-Man from the last Saturday morning block ever, and
Wow.
I haven't brought myself to watch it because I'm like nervous. I'm like, it needs to be a special day, so probably Labor Day. The specialist of all days. Labor Day.
As Jim wakes up with his heart full of joy, he runs down to play with his new Spider-Man toys. He turns on the DVR and looks with delight that Saturday morning cartoons have ended with a fright. Whatever. I'm gonna stop. I can't.
That was
Okay.
good. That was good. You know what Labor Day is? Labor Day is like your relative who you see at stuff and you can never remember their name, but you kind of like.
The day off.
Yeah.
You know,
Give me some food.
And you call him Steve, and his name's like Garrett.
No.
You don't have that problem? And then I'm going to see him soon, and it'll be like, my name's David. Fuck you.
Have the day off.
I was
All
like,
right.
You watch the podcast? Thanks.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's talk about Disney's D23 Expo fan convention thing. That happened.
You all tell me about this because I
Wait, I have a legitimate question, and it's going to sound like a joke. But why is it D20? Why is it called that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
they love playing Battleship.
I really
I
thought
have no idea why it's called D23.
I thought you'd know this. Okay, it was the
What date is it? What date is it on?
It was August 14th to 16th.
Well, if you plus
D23 named in honor of the year 1923 when Walt left Kansas City, headed to Hollywood, and founded.
Oh, that makes sense.
We were gonna call it D1923, but that sounds too long.
What?
D23 is the official Disney fan club, named in honor. It celebrates the wonder and X-Men. When he founded the Disney Studios.
He did that. That was that was 23.
1923? Yeah.
Wait. That was just when he left Kansas. Disney
Yeah.
Studios wasn't until because the first Mickey
Well,
Mouse.
I guess they said like when he left Kansas.
Oh, okay, because the
So-
first Mickey Mouse cartoon's not until when sound came in, and that would have been
Yeah.
the 20s or the early 30s. Anyway, sorry. I'm like, these are such some. This is why they don't invite me, or I didn't buy tickets. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, the D23 convention. There was a few like movie stuff that was announced and whatnot, and what's coming out next year and then the year after.
I heard that
for
Chris
example-
Evans was there.
Whoa, that was weird.
Well, all the Marvel and Star Wars stuff was there.
Well, they bought those
So,
franchises and Dance Puppet Dance.
they had the Star Wars was probably the best panel because the Avengers Civil War panel was basically like, hey, we showed a trailer that none of you can see. I was like,
that's disappointing.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
they showed a trailer for Civil War and let the press and all these people see it, but it didn't leak because it's Disney. and they didn't release it because it's Disney. So we just got to read people's reactions to it, and they weren't very specific. So it was like, I think the thing with D23 that kind of bugs me is like Comic-Con couldn't have a Marvel panel or really have a Star Wars panel with that many revelations for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, was it really worth it? Because it just felt like D23 was cool, but it felt cooler for the people who
are there.
Yeah, if you were there, it sounds awesome. But for me, it was like checking Twitter. It was like, oh, and now the panel's over. And I was like, oh, that's...
But isn't that kind of maybe the thing is they want people to spend money and go to it? Maybe that's their angle.
Yeah. That's part of it, but Comic-Con is like... I feel like... I've never been to Comic-Con, but I've been on Twitter during Comic-Con several times. And it's just like a whole day of me like refreshing Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. That's multiple media sources though, which that's their time to shine. For Disney, it seems.
Well, they didn't even like the Gravity Falls news. They didn't do anything with their cartoons, really. I don't think, because the Gravity Falls news came out at Comic-Con, and I didn't hear anything about Wanderer.
Comic-Con's more for cartoon stuff. More comes out during Comic-Con than other places.
But there were other things that bugged me. Like I didn't like. Oh, okay, we get an Incredibles 2 poster, and that was it. I was like, fuck you, come on.
15 other sequels.
I was like, stop teasing me. Just give me a date. And they gave a date to a different movie. I was like, so this means Incredibles 2 is going to be later? Oh, it's like never ending.
Oh, yeah, that does remind me that for Pixar, they did announce that they were actually going to do that Day of the Dead movie called Coco, which I figured they were just
I'm in love with that Coco.
I figured they were just going to scrap it because of Book of Life, like they did with Newt because of Rio.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little weird because Book of Life, still I hear get talked about quite a bit. It's not like a movie that just kind of came and went.
Yeah.
So that's a little strange. Maybe because it wasn't the hit that Rio was.
Yeah, Rio was a big hit.
Yeah, Book of Life didn't do as well as I guess it could have, but it did decent. I mean, I still hear. I literally once a month I hear it brought up. Or
I mean, I would rather see Pixar do something that's not a jukebox musical, because that's what Book of Life sort of is.
That's true, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. It is the guy who did Toy Story 3's first movie since then, so that'll be interesting because he's kind of one of the main guys who started with them, but he didn't really get a director slot until Toy Story 3.
Oh, okay.
So what's his name? I forget. I have the DVD somewhere, but I forget his name. But I'm curious what I wanted. One of two Brad Bird news items to happen, and one was of course Incredibles 2, and the other was I wanted them to consider Brad Bird for episode 9, but instead they revealed the Colin Trevorrow or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
And that was just like god damn it, what's Brad Bird doing? I mean, I didn't like Tomorrowland, but I wanted something, you know.
Yeah. And then let's see. Next year's animated movies for Disney are Zootopia and Moana. We saw a little bit more of Moana, which I'm excited for because I like Pacific Island stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, they're doing Gigantic, another adjective movie.
Uh-huh. Of course. Oh, the concept art looked good for that.
Yeah, it did.
And aren't the Frozen people are involved on that?
I think so.
Yeah. And then they showed Pete's Dragon stuff, which we didn't get to see.
Yeah, that's like, why are they remaking Pete's Dragon? That's,
yeah, that one was
out of all the movies to remake. Why that one?
I don't get why they did why they're doing Jungle Book, because to me how can you? Because the weirder thing is so there's two Jungle Book movies being made right now, and Disney's making one based on their movie.
Yeah.
And then the one Andy Serkis is directing is based on the book. And to me, the Andy Serkis one sounds interesting because that's different. But why? I really don't get Disney remaking their animated movies.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
They're just cashing in on some easy
why
IP.
Why not just re-release it? Because I would love to see Jungle Book in theaters again.
Yeah, and they're remaking Beauty and the Beast as well.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with Disney. Why? But this is just an easy cash grab for them. I really think.
I mean, I think I've said this before, and I think I said it on this podcast, that I still think Black Cauldron is the movie that they should remake. And
I'm gonna pause you. I was pleasant when you said Black Cauldron, and for some reason I thought you said Black Culture. I really think Black Culture is a movie they should make.
What I think
think they should remake Song of the South.
I think no,
in
yeah.
CG.
Samuel Jackson could be in Song of the South. But Black Cauldron would be perfect because you can do the whole Game of Thrones thing, and you could and like people
For kids.
would be excited for it, and I think it would be cool because also that movie's like not great.
Yeah, and it wasn't Black Cauldron like based on a series of books?
It was, yeah. So you have a franchise. Also,
yeah.
Black Cauldron.
They can get on that Game of Thrones audience.
You can have Andy Serkis be Cookie.
Exactly. Well, the other thing about Black Cauldron is when that animated movie came out, it was like past the time it should have come out because it took so long to develop, and it was really Disney trying to recapture the Ralph Bakshi fantasy thing. But it came out like after Bakshi had even stopped doing those. Yeah. So it was like they were way too late for it. It was like, now is your time. Fantasy movies are a thing, and maybe they don't have the rights, but Disney, the way they gobble up rights, I'm sure they're just
that's just like a drop in the bucket for them.
Like they should just do it because, I don't know, get some indie director who can who they can control and is malleable like they do nowadays. They're like, oh, you made an indie movie. How would you like to do the biggest movie ever?
Don't F this up.
That's like that's how they do it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, speaking of big evil Disney,
can I actually pause you for a moment before you continue?
Okay, yeah.
In the same vein of Disney, when I was in Florida, I don't watch television often. I just don't, like, especially cable. But we had a TV.
Especially cable.
They were playing Disney Channel in the living room just for my two nieces, and to which was a blast from the past. First off, but they were playing this Disney movie about these four villains.
Oh God!
Who are kids? They're the sons and daughters of Disney villains.
I've heard of this.
What? Yeah, it's called like
Descendants.
Descendants. Thank you.
But not with George Clooney. It's different Descendants. It's not about somebody's mom who dies in Hawaii. It's about
just like Disney movie.
Descendants. Yeah, it's a TV movie. What the heck?
Let me tell you. Okay, so. It's so funny because it's totally got that High School Musical vibe to it. With
God, it looks like it.
It's High School Musical, but with Disney characters. And I'll give credit. Okay, well, let me explain this first. So you have the four main characters. You have there's two boys and two girls. One of the girls is the daughter of Maleficent. The other girl is the daughter of who was it?
She's blue.
She's the daughter of the evil witch or evil queen from Snow White. The other two boys. There's two boys. One is a son of Jafar, who, mind you, looks like a taxi cab driver in this movie. I kid you not. No.
Racism.
He's wearing a turban. He doesn't look anything like Jafar.
What kind of? Okay, anyway, let's.
And then Jafar had one of those. He was a brazier, I think, or I don't know, from Brazil. But then you have the last guy is like this guy with like highlighted tips, and he's white, but he's the son of Cruella de Vil, who's black. I'm like, wait a second, did I miss something here? And these
wait, you didn't know that? It's been a while. You haven't seen the movie in a while. You need to rewatch it.
I'm seeing black and white, man. Oh, that's why it's the Dalmatians. Why? Let's draw that conclusion, Disney Channel, you idiots!
Wait, do they sing songs in it?
Yes, they sing songs in it.
My favorite.
They pelvic thrust and there's a great scene where there's sexual tension amongst many. There's so much sexual tension with these teenagers.
Oh man.
Like
I feel like we have to riff on this movie.
There was my favorite thing about the Disney Channel TV movies is that this is a bit of trivia, is that High School the Musical was just its like temporary title, but they never came up with a better title. So they just kept it.
So okay, High School Musical. There we go.
They're just like, it was supposed to be like have a real, because that's not a title at all. It's like sounds like such a. It sounds like something you see on a release date slate where they're like horror movie from Weinstein Studios.
Yeah.
It was like they were just like, we're gonna keep it, and then they kept that idea for. They made one that was like teen beach movie, and I was like, how can like
I
they
saw
get
that on
away?
Netflix.
How can they get away with this? And like, but then they have like Teen Beach Movie 2, and I was like, oh my god, like they're not even trying.
So funny.
Like they don't. They just realized like, why should we come up with a title? We'll just call it like, Kids Are Dumb, Go See TV Movie, and it'll work out for us.
There's a great scene, by the way, in this movie, in this TV show, whatever it is, where I mean, like, I guess the older I get, the more I kind of see through the facade that is like just blatant, like, how can I even describe it? Like, they instantly pair up people in this show, like, oh, this guy is totally going to be digging this girl. This girl is going to be totally digging this guy. Like, there's a scene where there's this band nerd who walks, or who's near, like, I guess it was Snow, the evil queen's daughter, and she's walking up a staircase, she's like, oh, and then, like, walks past him, and he's like, gosh. And it's like, Disney, this is so stupid! Why are you doing this?
I heard any review. I didn't read the review, but I just saw the byline that was like, if you're not a teen, don't watch this movie.
It's not good. I'm kind of oh, they had a statue of Beast. Because, like, apparently the villain kids go to a boarding school for good, like, for the good guys.
Oh, that's a twist.
I know, but they're infiltrating to cause trouble because their parents told them to.
Oh, they're not.
Don't you worry, the good guys are going to prevail, and they're going to be good.
There's not like a Slytherin house in this boarding school. I guess it wouldn't be called Slytherin because it's Disney. It would be called
Snape.
Who's an S character? Sebastian.
The rest of party and mom, welcome to my house, the house of crabs.
Oh, and that could be a joke that they
We
all have.
got crabs.
That they all have crabs as pets. As I wasn't trying to do a gross thing.
Everyone, do the Sebastian proper handshake.
Oh, God. Anyway, where were we? We're still
Okay, we were talking about Big Evil Disney, and I was about to talk about that new theme park that opened in the UK called Dismaland.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
like
that
warped.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Banksy. We're talking about
Yeah.
Banksy.
I'm getting sick of the whole like it's like Disney, but it's messed up. Isn't that crazy? I'm just like I'm so done with that. And people always post it like, hey, this video, it's like all the Disney villains, but they're singing a song about how they're misinterpreted. And I was like, wicked. I get it. Just like, let's let it go, guys. Like, let's
let it go.
Stop. Like, no. It's just like, no, but it like gets a little, because when I saw it, I was like, it looks like what a 13-year-old thinks is edgy. I just like couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this riff. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not a Banksy.
I saw a funny Banksy tweet where his wife was like, "Banksy, what you want for dinner?" And please don't say the truth. He says. I don't know.
I'm not a big Banksy person. I think that's the other problem.
I thought he was. I
don't really know anything about him, so.
I think it's
no one does. No one does, man, unless you exit through the gift shop.
I still need to watch that movie too.
It's I don't know. It's not as good as people make it out to be. I don't know. It was interesting. I'm surprised Disney didn't sue the shit out of him. Which maybe they are, but
that Disney. Well, they probably falls within like fair use as far as like.
I know with what was it Escape from Tomorrowland? Was it Tomorrowland?
Yeah, Escape from Tomorrowland.
Well, apparently their theory behind not suing him that filmmaker was there's a theory. It's officially called the Streisand theory. And where this came from is Barbara Streisand said, "Don't film my wedding. Don't have."
Oh
help
yeah. That happens with everything. Like
Whoa,
if
tell
you
me,
say like
I
not
wanna
to
hear
do something, then
If you-
like,
if
well,
you say-
everybody's going to do it now.
If you say not to do something or you sue someone, it's going to cause way more attention for them, and it's going to benefit
Yeah,
them.
it's gonna
And
benefit
Disney's
them.
decided.
The Streisand effect. Okay, yeah, I heard that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what it means.
I mean, that's what they've called. That's what it was. The term came from, I guess. But Disney with Escape from Tomorrowland was like, we're just going to ignore this, and if we ignore it, it won't be a big deal. But if we sue them, it'll never go away. And
Wait, what
it's
was,
like
what was the movie like? Some kind of like.
what they did is this person came into it was one of the Disney parks and just kept coming in every day with like basically like consumer video cameras, so it looked like a tourist. And so no one knew they were filming this movie about this guy like losing his mind at a Disney park. And so they never call it a Disney park. I think they call it Tomorrowland or whatever, but it's clearly a Disney park. And they played at festivals, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, this is never getting released." And it got a release, and it got on VOD and in some theaters, but it never really blew up because everyone thought Disney would come after them and everyone would want to see it. And that part never happened.
That's brilliant by Disney because
So
like
apparently that's Disney's theory now. So that might be what they're doing. But I think this crosses a line that one doesn't, because that was a small cult movie, and this is like is this free to go into?
No, there are ticket sales,
How
which
much-
it hasn't been. Apparently, it hasn't been doing well. So Disney's probably just going to back off
Yeah,
Disney doesn't care
if it's not doing well at all.
The other thing is Disney has so many revenues of money at this point. Before, when they just had the cartoons and they just had like the channel and stuff, they would attack more. But now it's like, well, if the cartoons aren't making money, we have Marvel, and if Marvel's not making money, we have Star Wars. So it's just like a lot of things that they don't need to attack as much. It's not as
Question.
cataclysmic.
So when Beyonce said, "Take these pictures off the internet of me making that weird, face," that's the Streisand effect.
Yeah, that is exactly the Streisand.
So it's reverse psychology in a way, I guess.
Yeah, no, you should never. That's like why the guys on South Park, the lamest thing you can do is get mad at South Park.
Yeah, because
like-
they'll just say, "Well, we're gonna."
Yeah, it's like they won't do a respond thing, but it's like you look like the joke's even more on you. But if you just take it,
Scientology.
yeah, it like didn't work. Like, well, that screwed it. Tom Cruise got fired from Paramount for a couple years for that.
Really?
That's why they were, because he said it's either them or me, and they were like, "Well, I hate to break it to you, but South Park actually makes more money than you, so we're actually gonna stick with them because they're more valuable than you are." And Tom Cruise was a little shocked, and that's why there's like this big gap between Mission Impossible 3 and 4, is because he got kicked out of Paramount. And then he was gone, and then they brought him.
Do they own Comedy Central, I suppose?
Well, it was Paramount and Paramount's parent company, is Viacom, and Viacom owns Comedy Central, MTV, and that was basically, he said it's either them or me, and that was a dumb move, and basically you saw what happened. But they've since reconciled because we've had 2 more Mission Impossible movies, and that's Paramount has that franchise, so I guess they all kind of reconciled and stuff, but it was a dumb move,
Yeah.
So.
And that's why that chef voice actor left too.
Yeah, because he was a Scientologist.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
What's next? Bailey?
Next thing. Somebody told me about an animated movie that was supposed to come out this year, but I haven't seen anything about it. It might come out next year. It's called Hell and Back.
Oh yeah, no, it's coming out the end of October.
Yeah,
November.
but I haven't seen anything about it except for like a couple of screenshots.
Oh, the trailer came out
The trailer came out? Oh,
yeah,
I gotta
it's
watch
like
that then.
done by Robot Chicken people. It doesn't
Really?
look. that funny. I was probably gonna see it just because it's animated.
Yeah,
I
it's
see
an
it.
R-rated animated movie, which
Yeah,
is
and it's supposed to
yeah,
be getting a release in theaters, and at that time of year in November, or sorry, end of October, if it does come out around Halloween, it'll probably get a decent amount of
yeah,
theaters because Halloween is like there's not a lot out in theaters, and so there would probably be a lot of screens available at that time. But we'll see if that actually transpires, or if it just goes VOD, which is possible.
yeah. Yeah, it looks interesting. I do want to see it because when's the last time there was an R-rated animated movie?
Um,
South Park?
Probably. I think so. I mean, there's been like anime that's gotten semi-release. Like Cowboy Bebop the movie got a better release than I thought it would, but that's maybe PG-13.
Yeah,
And Aqua Teen didn't really get a big release.
yeah,
And I can't think of anything else beyond that because it's just like so hard to get stuff in theaters. Sometimes they do like a screening at a certain time, but that's I don't know if it will because if it does, it's going to get gobbled up because literally the first weekend of November is James Bond Peanuts, and then it's Hunger Games soon after.
yeah.
So if it,
Oh yeah, and
I
there's also the Pixar movie too.
oh yeah, on Thanksgiving. So it's just like why even bother putting it out because you're not going to make. I don't think this would make very much, and it's also competing with it's either Scouts versus Zombies or a Scouts Guide to Defeating Zombies, which I think
Uh,
would eat up most of its box office because
yeah,
it
because
has.
people love zombies.
Well, people like Zombies. It's going to have a bigger release, and that looks more like an R-rated animated film. There's not enough people who would go see it, especially one that doesn't look that great.
Yeah,
So
if it's not based on a TV show, then
yeah,
yeah,
it's also like that trailer didn't look. I mean, I was like, I
yeah,
guess I'll see this, but I wasn't excited.
yeah. I'll have to watch the trailer because I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Yeah.
All right, next thing. Nintendo put a patent out for a discless console,
Hmm.
which could be the NX that there's been like rumors and stuff about, and but it also it could mean like it'll be completely digital, or it's going to have a entirely different format that's like cards or something, like with the 3DS.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I kind of had this one for Tom, not for you two.
I can talk about the movies, the Nintendo movies.
Yeah. Um.
They say they're gonna do movies, or they're open to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
So
Well, just that they said, or someone in Nintendo high up said, they're kind of considering it now, and I'm curious. I mean, obviously, the only news we've heard about anything from them is possibly maybe, but it was super probably not going to happen a Zelda live action show.
yeah.
But I think if they do it, I wouldn't do Super Mario first. I would
Yeah.
do Zelda or Metroid. Um, but we'll see. I don't know who would. I can't. The other thing is, I can't think of a director who I'm like they should do a Nintendo movie.
Right.
With a certain Nintendo property. So,
I'm
but
surprised they haven't done more like anime movies. Just
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I guess Super Mario Brothers I think would work better animated. I don't think we should go down that
Yeah,
road again.
definitely
We've
animated.
learned our lesson.
Yeah.
But I kind of, people ask me all the time, when do you think video game movies will start to happen the way comic book movies are? And I still feel like it's going to happen because so many people who see movies want there to be a video game movie that's really good. And like, how when you finally got to see that X-Men movie, I think people would like to finally see a Metroid movie and stuff. So I think I 100% think it will happen because it's
Yeah.
Hollywood. The way Hollywood works is there's a lot of interest in this thing and they can make money off of it. They're going to do it. And if Nintendo's open to it, I think it's just a matter of time. I think a lot of people thought it was going to happen because there were those rumors for years that Disney wanted to buy Nintendo, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, and Disney's slate is too crazy to even consider something like that.
Yeah.
So I really do hope it happens because I think that would be a cool genre if it turned out like the Marvel movies are, like Nintendo had their own studio like that, that would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
I think that would. I think that would be really fun. You know,
That's probably not out of the question. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
I mean, I'm not saying like a shared universe. I'm just saying
no.
like they should be their own franchises. Like every couple of years you get a Metro. I still think like every time I looked at Metroid and Zelda, I was like, why haven't these happened? Like they just feel like things that would be huge and awesome movies.
Yeah, no brainers.
Like Metroid, you know. I mean, I think Metroid would be a great movie, you know. But we'll see.
Yeah.
If nothing has been announced.
I think a Metroid would be a great movie to have as a movie without any dialogue, because
also
you're alone most of the time.
Well, you could do like the first game, the NES game. That could just be a movie by itself without dialogue. It would be an awesome movie. But I don't know who could do that. You know,
that powerful, you know, girl character as a space hero. I like that.
Yeah, it would be. I think people. I think Hollywood doesn't know what they're missing right now. It's just that their video game companies aren't like Hollywood studios, and there's like a clash. But hopefully, someone can bridge that gap. You know. Yeah. But I think it's like years out, which sucks. But it's until you get a big property announced. But I think it's like 4 or 5 years out. But once it hits, it's going to be just the same as the superhero movie thing.
Yeah.
I hope. I'm optimistic.
And when it hits hard, people are going to be jumping all over it. So Sony, Microsoft, maybe. Yeah. Maybe we'll get a Halo movie. Oh.
All right, let's do 2 more things, and then we'll go on to questions. That reminds me, I never saw Forward Unto Dawn, so I don't know what that was like.
I never watched it either. I'm a huge Halo fan.
I didn't.
Really cool name too. That's actually the name of a song from the soundtrack. It's also no. It's the name of a ship. I'm sorry.
Speaking of video game movies, Spielberg's next movie is going to be about video games.
Oh, Ready Player One?
Yeah, Ready Player One.
That sounds cool, but
it's based on a book.
It doesn't sound like... I haven't read the book. Yeah. So if anyone wants to talk shit about me in the comments, well, I guess I can't stop you either way. But I know it involves like references to movies he has actually directed and produced, like Back to the Future. So, but he is the kind of guy, like, he loves movies all around, like even new movies. So it would be interesting. It just sounds like a movie to me that's more of like something Rian Johnson or a younger director should be doing. But maybe it would work out. I would like a fun Spielberg movie again. There really hasn't been one. Tintin was like the last one.
The premise of this sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't been fun in a while, and it kind of sucks. Like, but I really did like Tintin's awesome.
Yeah, and Tintin is great.
I mean, he could have done Star Wars, but he turned it down. So, it would be cool to see him do an awesome, fun movie. I am a little excited. I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Yeah, the premise of this is when the creator of a popular video game system dies, a virtual contest is created to compete for his billions. Contest users are willing to... contest users are willing to kill to win. So...
Okay. I mean, thing is about Spielberg is there's movies I've disagreed with and haven't loved of his, but I don't think he's made a movie that's flat out awful.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think he has, so.
I mean, some people will say Lost World, but...
Well, okay. It's not great. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I
mean, I still like it.
Yeah, it ain't perfect, you know. He has some stinkers, but he has stinkers that are better than some people's best movies.
Saber, did you post a Mario penis?
I did. I wanted to.
You post a Mario penis in the chat.
Someone put on the chat, Saber must be proud of himself.
I am very proud of myself.
All right.
Well, okay. Well, that movie's going to release 2017 in December, so a couple years from now. Next thing, last thing before you go to Q&A. Minions has just about grossed $1 billion worldwide.
Are you serious?
Yeah. which will make it the third animated movie to make over $1 billion.
Frozen.
Toy Story 3 was the first, and then
this
Frozen
would be
was the second one.
the first non-Disney one too.
Yeah, the first non-Disney one.
So guess what we'll be seeing more of probably in the future.
Oh God.
Banana! Die.
Did I talk about how I learned they were dubbed?
They
don't speak in Mignonese in other countries.
They don't?
No, they speak in French Mignonese or Spanish Mignonese.
Really?
Are they having an orgy in the picture you put up?
I don't know.
That is the friendliest banana orgy I've ever seen.
I just don't get... Oh, man, the Minions. It's just like... Despicable Me, I kind of get, but Minions by themselves, I just don't. Oh, well.
They feed the Facebook moms. It's their sustenance along with wine.
Yeah. And also, I was going to show this image of this little metal minion that I found at the flea market this past weekend. I thought I could escape them there, but they were there.
Wait, it hasn't come up yet.
It'll show up. But yeah, it was just like this guy selling like metal sculptures, and one of them was a little metal minion.
Why have they permeated our culture in such a way?
I don't know.
It's like what's weird is I haven't really heard that much about. I don't know that many people who really like them, but I guess I'm not friends with that many wine-drinking minion moms on Facebook. What is that?
You know, I thought it was a parking stick. One of the little yellow like sticks out of the ground when you're a parking lot.
That looks like the sad nerdy minion. Like he's the minion who they're like Gerard, we don't want to hang out with you. Go over there. Or they'd go, oh, ga ga ga. Or, I don't know how. Stupid. I just don't. That movie was like, I wanted it to be like the first part where it's just them going through history.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be from the first trailer.
But I guess they didn't want to have the minions work for Hitler.
That would have been pretty funny, actually.
And then, like, the way they lead it off, couldn't the minions have worked for Charles Manson instead of Gru for a little bit and then went to Gru? I just think there's so many opportunities that are
Attila the Hun, Julius Caesar.
Like they're in the weird Manson family and like dropping acid and stuff. It would have been really cool, They're
on an airplane.
The minions are responsible for Sharon Tate. It would have been hilarious, but I guess
blood cannot melt steel beams.
Whoa! There was a lightsaber. Jeez.
Oh, I thought you're from New York. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't care. No, I just
don't care.
I was just making a joke because I was like talking about them murdering someone, and you were like, "Well, I guess that's more murder. So you're way worse than I am."
Yeah, it's like you're getting like bonus points. Oh God, what am I talking
about? Anyway.
All right. Let's move on to Q&A. So if you want to take a break and get some
water,
drink or water or whatever, yeah, go ahead and do that now. And then ask us questions on Twitter, and we will answer them.
Hey.
Welcome back. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm just drinking water. Although I had some soda. I try not to drink soda before a podcast because I notice I get a little too energetic. I feel like I'm a bit much. So if I was a little crazy,
calm down, Jim.
I've calmed down since, but I feel like at the beginning I was a little crazy.
I don't think so at all.
Oh really? This is just me.
You're not. You don't get crazy though. That's the funniest thing.
I think this is just me about myself. but yeah, no, just some water. I like to keep it cash.
By the way, when you were talking during the podcast, like talking about I guess movie releases coming up, like I have a real admiration for you and how much you know about movies. Like it's like, dang, Jim really knows this stuff. Like,
oh, thank you. Well, no, it's like I read a lot about it, and I've been into it for a while. So, I don't know.
If you could work on any major movie production, what would it be? From the past, if you could have taken play. If you could have worked.
The thing is, though, is I wouldn't. If I could work at like Warner Brothers in the 30s because you would literally like if you were an actor, you would put on an outfit and some days in the morning you would be in one movie and then after lunch you'd be in another one.
Really?
Like if you were a character actor, not if you were, the star. But I think if you were like a character actor, because you would literally just go to set, it was like an office or something. I think that sounds like the greatest. Like, this the two best eras in Hollywood are the 30s and the 70s, and probably either one of those. Because the 30s, you went from literally the beginning of the 30s, they just got sound, and then at the end of the 30s, they made Wizard of Oz. Like, it's crazy how much things changed. It's like insane. Like, we haven't had a decade that had that much technology in terms of movie making, like, ever. It's just insane to go from like watch a 1930 movie and you're like, God, this is rough. I can barely get through this because of the sound. And then watch The Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind, and you're like, holy shit, that was 9 years ago.
So like you think the change between practical effects and CG isn't as big of a gap as
no, because it was in black and white and they're just losing sound, and then we went to color and having better sound, And
yeah.
Just like it's just a big change. But also the 70s were cool because of all the cool movies that were going on. I don't know, but I would have too many. Also, Jaws would have been a cool set to be on because I love Jaws. So, all that
would have been pretty cool.
Okay, Beck, I'm late because I tripped on the stairs.
Really? Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh,
I spilled my drink a little bit, so I had to.
What kind of drink do you have? What are you drinking tonight?
No, Sundrop.
Sundrop. Hold up your cup again. I love the sound of the ice in your cup. I can always hear it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right.
Iconic about Paleo.
Let's check out the Twitters for the thing.
I'll get the first one. All right, can I take the first one, guys?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna scroll down here, and this might double lap. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the ones that are specifically targeted to me. That way, if we don't double lap here. So this one's from Charity Pennington. Good afternoon. She said, "Have you seen We Bear Bears?" So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up to all three of you. Paleo, you and I saw that show together with Hirasashi.
What, We Bear Bears?
Did we not? I watched it with you. Yeah. What did you think of it?
I like it so far. I've only seen like the first like week that they did. But it's cute. I don't think it's like really funny, but it's
I don't
cute.
think it's funny. I agree with you. It's cute, but it's not funny.
I haven't even gotten to watch it yet. I chose to finally catch up on Star versus the Forces of Evil and stuff.
Oh, I still need to catch up on that too.
Which I like a lot. I'm kind of glad I finally watched a few. It's really well animated, but I like how kind of crazy it is, and I don't know. It's a cool show, but I haven't gotten to watch We Bear Bears. I want to. I saw the thing more people are for Ice Bear for president than Donald Trump. I don't know who that is, but that's cool.
Ooh. Here are a couple of questions that are sort of related to each other, but I'll ask this one first. From C Sketchings, do you like animated or live-action movies more? P.S. Paleo, you're my favorite. Oh, thank you.
He added that in. He faked that.
Yeah, that wasn't in there.
That's a little post-edit.
Generally, I do like animated movies more, but I mean, I do like really good live-action movies. But I think I prefer like animated, just because there's not a lot compared to live action.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like one more than the other. I just like them when they're good.
Yeah.
But I mean the problem is because I review movies, there's not as many, so you're kind of just stuck with mostly talking about live action, regardless if you want to or not.
Though I noticed that like on a lot of like movie lists of like here 1001 movies you have to see before you die. There's only like maybe 10 animated movies.
Yeah, that has never sat well with me because there is, I think animation people are more open to live action than live action people are open to animation, which is something I've never really liked because
Good point.
If you look at especially Spielberg, who is considered probably the best living director, he's super influenced by animation, and every good director is influenced by animation. So it's so stupid that people. And to me, it's like I was in film school when Spirited Away came out, and I could not get any film kids into that movie just because it was animated, and it's like,
what?
Wow.
Are you serious?
No,
it's so good.
No, dude, you're doing what I was doing then, because it was just like they'd go, but all those weird creatures, and I go, yeah, but like how could you like store I was like,
but look at Lord of the Rings. I mean, that movie had a bunch of weird creatures.
Yeah, that came out at the same time.
What kind of stupid argument is that?
No, they were all dumb arguments, but it's just like I think people are so stupid about animation because to them it's like, oh, it's for kids, and I'm a snooty film person, and it's like those people are annoying and stupid, and like
it's why it like took so long for them to have a best animated feature in the Oscars.
Yeah, it's just like, to me, it's like, who cares as long as the movie's good and the storytelling's great and things like that. It doesn't have to be mature and like talk about some political issue. It's like, I would much rather see a good movie that's like, Up says more to me about growing old and love and stuff than like any of the Oscar movies I saw last year, so people should chill out, and that's why like Shaun of the Sheep isn't getting the praise it deserves, because people aren't open to it.
You said Shaun of the Sheep.
Oh,
like Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Sheep.
Sorry,
Shaun of the Sheep.
I was making a really good statement. God, thanks a lot, Paleo.
Jeez, Paleo.
No, but it personally bugs me because I don't think there is one's better than the other, but because it's also harder to make a animated movie.
Yeah.
So it's like there will always be more live action movies because it takes so long to make.
And I do feel like live action movies are sometimes limited by what they can do. With an animated movie, you can literally do anything. You just have to draw it.
Well, there's certain things you can and you can't. I don't think, but there's pros and cons to each of them. But I still I will try to check out every big animated movie. If I did that with live action movie, I'd be like a crazy person. But I'm pretty close to a crazy person, so.
Yeah. All right. The other question that was related to that is from Tyler Here to Stay. What got you and Jim or Saber into animation / reviewing stuff in general?
I mean, into animation, I never really grew out of it.
Yeah, same.
But it's like I had a weird time where I tried to watch like the more adult things because I was like a stupid teenager. But getting into reviewing them, I guess, was just because I saw people on YouTube and I was like, man, this is really easy and these people are dumb. I feel like I could do a better job.
That's how most great
That's pretty much.
Well, I heard a really good quote from Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, and he said almost all good art is made by someone. He was like, when I was 16, I'd turn on MTV and I'd go, fuck that guy, I hate that band, I could do way better than them. And that's from the Smashing Pumpkins. And it's like, sorry.
Isn't that one of those like incredible like inventions though, where it's like the freaking hot air balloon? Screw that. We're building an airplane.
Yeah, it's like, it's cool that like I think that is a good, even though it sounds negative and shitty and cocky, there's a lot of cool stuff that's made because they're like, oh, that's so dumb, I want to do way better, and I think, but yeah, sorry, what would you say, Paleo?
Kind of the same. I mean, there are like other people that like inspired me to do it, like who was I thinking of? Shit.
Ronald Reagan.
No.
His reviews are terrible, Saber. Come on.
No, I was just thinking of like, I guess Nostalgia Critic kind of. So. Yeah.
I'll make the next question. Okay.
Okay.
We should keep rotating around here.
Oh, I should answer one.
Yeah, you should answer one, and then Paleo, and then myself, and we'll go on a rotation. So, have we? Have we answered a question? The last one I had was from Charity. I have one from Drummer Shy. I don't know. He's kind of asking more of an inquisitive one, saying, was Shaun the Sheep movie bigger than Wallace and Gromit movie 10 years ago? Was it a bigger hit or no?
What was?
Oh, if it came out then?
Yeah, again, he says, was the Shaun the Sheep movie bigger than the Wallace and Gromit movie 10 years ago?
No,
I don't know.
No, Shaun the Sheep. Wallace and Gromit is a name, and no one knows what Shaun the Sheep is. It's not that comparable, I don't think.
Okay, well, that's my question. All right, here, can I ask one last? Here's one more.
Yeah,
Go
sure.
ahead.
Sorry.
From you're fine, absolutely fine. XOX says, fine, yeah. Saying, in your opinion, what is the perfect sandwich, gentlemen? What is the perfect sandwich?
The perfect sandwich.
Well, the perfect sandwich is a burrito twist.
A burrito twist? Is that a new item?
No.
No.
The
Listen.
twist is, I said burrito.
Speaking of burritos, I went to Taco Bell and tried their spicy burritos they had. They have one that was chipotle, one that's habanero, and one that is ghost pepper. Had all three. They all tasted the exact same to me. I'm awesome. Didn't affect me. I eat burritos from Taco Bell, which therefore makes me not so awesome after all.
That reminds me when they changed over the grillers. Before they had the buffalo chicken griller, and then they changed it to the chipotle chicken griller. They taste the exact same.
The exact same, just different name. All right, so that's best sandwich though. A public Subway sandwich is hold on. I'm sorry.
Public Subway sandwich.
No, Firehouse Subs. Oh my God, Jim, do you all have Firehouse Subs up in New York? Okay, you're in New York.
If they do, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, it's New York. It probably has something that's better than the rest of us. But Firehouse Sub, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're probably.
It's New York, man. It's if you're from New York or Los Angeles, you automatically have something that's superior to every other creature on the planet. So.
Okay.
I mean, you guys get all the foreign movies.
Yeah, well, New York's the economic powerhouse of the world, and then LA is the entertainment powerhouse of the world. Ooh. Atlanta, we have Chick-fil-A
And the Delta Hub.
and yep, we're gonna steal your luggage. That's how we're gonna get our vengeance, buddy. You gotta come through us. The best sandwich though, a Firehouse Sub, man.
What about a sandwich? I think it might be the sandwich, or the sandwich. I think the question might be like a sandwich that you make yourself. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I guess just whatever. All right.
Ham and Swiss.
It's pretty good. Can't go wrong with ham and Swiss.
I always like a really good grilled cheese that I make myself.
You made a good one. Wait, no, is it you or Hirasashi made a good grilled cheese? Yeah. That's good. I love food. I get really nasty, but I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is food. All right, Jim, ask a question. All right, go ahead.
I have this one from Charity Pennington. I think I got that name right. Whose Twitter handle is Charity Dreamer. Hope I didn't. You wanted me to say all that. Anyway, do you think cartoons are more willing to deal with serious or taboo topics like grief, family, identity, or family, identity more than they used to? Yeah, I do. I think like more recently you have creators who are more interested in doing more stuff while still like you not noticing it that they're doing it, rather than before it was like they wouldn't really get into that back in the 80s and the 90s and stuff. Feels like people are more open to that now with Adventure Time and Steven Universe and even Gravity Falls and Regular Show. It's like, which I like. I think that's cool, and I've noticed they're getting more attention because they're doing that.
Yeah.
So,
And what's amazing to me is this. I mean, okay, I'm gonna ask you guys this because I want to see if I'm just making a grand assumption or if you think this is true. One of the reasons why I gravitated towards My Little Pony when it first came out was because it was a cartoon that looked really good and well made, and I was like, oh my god, it's a cartoon. I grew up with cartoons, so I just,
it's a cartoon. I grew up with cartoons.
I'm just saying, it's perfect. No, I just latched onto it because I felt like before, for at least 2 or so years or 3 years before, because wow, was it 2010?
Well, it was around the time where Cartoon Network was going through its see and reel phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, destroy, build, destroy. But I felt like at the time there was like a dry spell for cartoons. It kind of just went away.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sucks. And now I'm seeing cartoons come back in a strong way. Do you all see that too?
2010, I think, was the year that like when Adventure Time and Regular Show happened, and then it just like started skyrocketing. Like this is a real boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we have like even stuff like Wander Over Yonder,
Yeah,
or like
I do really like that.
or like even like nobody really likes Sanjay and Craig as much as me, I don't think. But even a show like that is like, if that had come out in 2009, I would have lost my mind. It's like we have so many really cool shows right now. It's like kind of hard to deal with. Like I feel like I can't keep up with them all, which is usually why I'm, or like a Gumball, or
Yeah.
or like how has Regular Show stayed so good for so long? It's like
It's good writers.
It's
well,
like,
do you all feel like it's due to Flash animation technology becoming more available and people using it from?
I don't know if it's just the technology. I think the people behind it. It's like this school of creators is like similar to what we had like in the 90s. Like in the early 90s, you had like
Craig McCracken and
Craig
Gendy,
Gendy, and then Batman the Animated Series and John Kay and Ren and Stimpy, and like so many big important shows then. And I feel like that was like the first time people started noticing there's like auteurs in animation. But this is the time where people are really going like on all the shows now it says created by right under it.
Yeah.
And before, like, you had to be a real super dork to know who like Bruce Timm was.
Yeah.
Like you had to really search for it, and now it's like that's changed because I don't know if it's the creators demanded it or management went, well, people kind of care, but like I feel like Flapjack was the grandfather of all this because what was it
Great
like
animation?
like because half the people on Adventure Time and JG Quintel or JC Quintel or whatever, he was an animation director on it, and like all these big people. That's kind of like the thing that started.
Yeah, didn't
it.
Alex Hirsch work on it too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. It was like kind of like when you read all the. It's like looking at the list of people who worked on the early Simpsons. You're like, to make this now would have to cost $400 million or something.
What?
Because like Brad Bird worked on it, like Conan O'Brien, like, and they all worked on it at the same time. It's like, holy shit, like, it's just crazy. But I think there was just such an explosion, and it's so wonderful because right before it felt like Adult Swim was the only place you could see cool animated shows, and kids animation just wasn't holding up as well. And now it's like the opposite. Like I don't watch Adult Swim as much, which is why I totally didn't know there was an Aqua Teen series finale last.
Yeah, that happened. I watched it. It was pretty good.
It was. I need to, because I watched Rick and Morty before we did this, and I was like, it said like the series finale next, and I was like, damn it, why didn't I know? Damn it. Oh well.
Yeah, I like the opening that they did for Aqua Teen Forever.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
cool. I need to check.
They have like that where for the last few seasons they did like new openings every season, so and changed the title of this series every season.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see. I guess my turn. Grip.
And then after you ask your question, I say we do some lightning round.
Yes.
That
Let's
way
see.
everybody's in.
Ozzy All asks, has the Minions had gone too far due to the merchandise? Then has Minions gone too far with merchandise than the other companies? Than any other company?
I don't think it's gone further than other companies have. It's just annoys you more, so you're no. It's more annoying to see.
I feel like it's been even worse than Frozen.
I don't know about that. I think.
I mean, I've literally seen it everywhere on everything, even on like toilet paper. What the fuck?
But
yeah, it is crazy, but just you wait until December, because they're just announcing companies that they're gonna work with, and they're just putting out the toys for that movie for Force Awakens in September. In December, it's going to be like hard to even not hear about Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
Star Wars
I,
put Bells to shame. I mean, it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars.
it's gonna be insane. So I think it's just something that is more annoying because like when I saw all the Avengers on all the soda cans, I was like, oh cool, I like the Avengers. Oh, but like when I see the Minions, I'm like, fucking Minions.
Yeah.
Well, I can't help but think that like these corporations have like a checkbox. You know, like can we make minion lunchboxes? Okay.
Well,
Can we
it's
make
also
minion
it's
tampons.
it's also like when you make a thing with a company, like I was saying with Phantom Menace earlier, like if you make Minion stuff in McDonald's, McDonald's makes that ad and you don't have to pay for it.
What? One more time?
Like if there's an ad for McDonald's, this is just an example. I don't know if Minions did something with McDonald's, but let's say they did, and there's a commercial like, "Hey, get a Minions toy in your Happy Meal." Well, you don't have to pay for that advertising because it's a McDonald's ad, and McDonald's will make that ad so people will come to their restaurant. So you're not paying for that. If you're a studio, you're not paying for that ad, but it's also reminding people, "Hey, go see the Minions."
Yeah.
So like the Amazon boxes, Amazon wanted that. And so Minions didn't have to pay for all this free advertising. Or did I say that right? No, Universal didn't have to pay for all the advertising for that. So it's like that's why companies do that because it's just free advertising. Like you get a campaign that would have cost double, but you're not having to pay it basically.
I say we do a lightning round for questions because I think we've gone over an hour and a half so far, and and we've got a lot of questions still. So, kids, are you all cool with me just kind of going through it myself and just naming them off?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go and scroll down here. I'm at. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna skip some of these questions that do not really apply to all of us. So. Shall proceed.
Okay.
We got as y'all said, Saber Spark, did you know there's a mansion in Atlanta, Georgia? I'll say yes. There's actually a ton in Buckhead, which is next door.
I didn't know that, so no.
Alec Greer says, pray for Mr. Poopy Butthole. Let's pray for him.
Yes, I will.
Keep him in our prayers.
He wasn't in the last one. Spoilers, sorry. Sorry, spoilers.
Shaking wine as I pour.
Oh,
that was pretty good.
It was really. I was like, wow, you guys really went all out for that one shot.
Emotional. Okay, so Denon Anime says, "What's your favorite Adam Sandler film?" Which it's hard to answer that question.
They're Happy Gilmore or
I don't know. I haven't seen Punch Drunk Love, but I'm gonna say that.
Well, that's not
Waterboy.
That's not an Adam Sandler. That's a Paul Thomas.
But he's in it.
Okay, fine. Well, if we're using that, then of course I'd use that one.
You're like I mean, he said Adam Sandler film, but he didn't say like if it was like, advertised as one.
Okay.
All right, I'm moving to the next one here. We got one from Nelson Dimmifer, who says, if Marvel was to reboot Fantastic Four, who would you make the main villain, assuming Doctor Doom would be next?
I don't know Fantastic Four villains.
Mole Man.
Is he actually a villain?
Yeah, Mole Man.
I have no idea.
He was the villain in the first stories where they got introduced, and it would make the most sense. Or they should just fight a random monster, and we could just meet the team. Next.
This is from Emperor Tiger Star, who says, for everyone, is there any popular video game that you think would absolutely be impossible to be made into a good movie?
Super Mario Brothers.
Tetris?
Yes.
Minesweeper.
Though they're doing a Tetris movie.
Oh, they are?
What?
Yeah.
How?
The same with the same concept as Pixels.
Whatever.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna actually move my mic closer. I'm gonna be all radio-y. All right, so do I sound all right from this distance?
Yeah.
Is this all right?
Yeah.
You sound good. You sound great.
Thank you, Jim. All right, so from C Sketchings, they say, Saber, Paleo, Jim, do you like animated or live action movies more? Wait, was that already asked? I believe.
Yeah, that was us.
Yeah, that was asked.
Okay, my bad. This is from Bruce Lennon. He says, "What's a show you would bring back?"
None probably, because I can't think of one.
Reboot.
Samurai
Well,
Jack.
reboot's already coming back, so yeah. I was gonna say Samurai Jack too.
Reboot's getting a reboot. Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe the Honeymooners, but I'd have to do some weird exorcism shit or something. I don't know. I'm not really
Find
going to
your
get
soul.
into that. I guess it would be really complicated. I don't know.
All right, this is from VHS. They say, what are some of your opinions on the animated music videos by Gorillaz?
They're good. Next
Yes,
question.
they are good.
They're amazing. Very cutting edge.
They're good.
All right, this is from Mick Patterson. They say, any TV shows coming out you're excited for, both animated and live action?
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess there was a Gravity Falls on tonight, so I'm excited to watch that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see all the. Well, see, animated shows don't come back in the fall like live action shows do. So
Yeah.
it's like I would say like Adventure Time or Regular Show, but like those are kind of aired just a little bit ago, so I haven't had enough time to miss them. But most of the live action shows I watch are like guilty pleasures, like Empire.
Oh
So-
yeah, there's that one animated show coming out called Miraculous Ladybug. That's that French animated thing. Or
I
it's like a
remember that.
French-Japanese
What channel?
collaboration.
Where's that coming
It's
out?
coming on Nick.
Wait, it's a ladybug is she
No,
a
Miraculous
French?
Ladybug. She's like a superhero.
Oh, I was hoping it'd be like I am a French ladybug. Oh. I don't need your shit about these stupid bees and flies. I am just here
No.
smoking.
And also, One Punch Man comes out in October.
Yes! Oh my god! And
People are
to-
excited for this.
Dude, I that's the next question. Tyler here to stay says, how about that One Punch Man? Thank you, Tyler, so much. My friend Jax Blade reblogs One Punch Man stuff, which is a manga, on Tumblr all the time, and I decided to finally watch it. It's about this
You didn't read
guy who read it. I'll watch it next later this year. Thank you, honey. All right, so I decided to read it, and it's great. Just to summarize it up quickly, so it's about this guy who lives in a city full of monsters and villains and heroes, and he is just an average Joe who quit his job and trained for 3 years to become a Superman. But he doesn't look like Superman. He's just an average bald guy. And people kind of dismiss him like, you're just whatever. You're just a low-ranking hero. But he kicks so much butt. Like, they call him One Punch Man because one punch and the guy is dead. And what's so great, it's like Superman, but if he's bored. He's like, I'm bored. That he wants to fight some bad guys who actually can challenge him. But nobody can. Nobody. And even the heroes he works with are like, this guy is either a liar or a cheater, or they're jealous of him. It's great. It's an amazing series because the guy, it's this great blend of action and humor. So I highly recommend it. It's a good read. I actually am going to finish reading it tonight. Cool. So Twisted Prism says, heard you guys talking about Hearthstone. I've been looking for a new game. Would you guys recommend it? Yes, it's a good game.
Yes. Though, like, if you're starting out now,
it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's
Yes.
free. It's free to play, more like free to try. And I know, Jim, here, you probably don't play the game because you're more not a nerd than Paleo myself.
Well, I haven't played it, so I would say maybe.
Jim, stop it.
Sorry.
It's no, you're fine. I'm playing. It's a good casual game. You can get on your iPad, your iPhone, your Android. It's fun. Just it's addicting. Be careful.
it's a dick.
It's all right. Next question is from Ozial, who says, to all, had you heard there's an official MLP movie 2017 will have a celebrity guest? So I guess Ozzy's asking if that movie will have a celebrity guest, to which it's anyone's guess, maybe.
I hope they don't do that, because that stuff is dumb. They did that in the G.I. Joe and Transformer movies back in the day. And, like, Don Johnson was in G.I. Joe, and, what's his name? Judd Nelson was in Transformers. But it's like, kids don't know that stuff. And, well, I guess kids, who's more into MLP? Is it kids or you guys?
The main audience that buys Hasbro's products are definitely the kids. They're the bigger of the demographics. But
what about viewership? You can't really tell.
that's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I think, it's like, I think Celebrity Voices, unless it's, its own property as a movie, but if it's a show turning into a movie, it's stupid. Like, just don't. Yeah. I wouldn't do it, because then it's like, you already have a dynamic. Why not? Why mess with it?
Right.
Unless
it's like the villain, maybe.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or get
that works for Discord.
Get somebody crazy,
yeah.
like Sam Jackson as a pony or something. He can come in at the end and be like, you're a part of a bigger world. You don't even know it yet. I'm here to talk to you about the Pony Initiative. Bum bum.
I love it. All right, so you got a couple of here. All right, this is from Digital Lyrics, who says, "Wow, I can not. I can't. Sorry, Digital. Some Digital Arrow, who says, do you think there should be arcade machines again?"
They do actually. They do these things, and they've been popping up around the country. It's mainly pinball, but they're doing it some video game places where you pay like $5 or $10 an hour, and you just play as many games as you want.
I like that a lot.
And those, they look cool, but I haven't done it. And then there's this place, and it's become a chain, but it started in Brooklyn called Barcade, where there are all these old arcade games, and there's beers there, and it's a lot of fun. So I think arcades aren't gone, but it's not like it was when I was a kid. When we were all kids, there were arcades, but there weren't that many, and it was kind of dying out. So I don't think it could be like there is one at a mall. Like, malls are so different now.
Malls used to have, every mall used to have an arcade.
Well, malls used to be like, when I go to the mall where I used to go a lot as a teen, used to have all this stuff for teenagers, and now it's like all this fancy shit and like
it's
like
mostly
it's just like,
female shopping.
It's not like you would.
I rarely see any toy stores anymore. I'm like, what the fuck?
That too.
Book stores too.
There used to be a time where I would go to the mall and I could just find kids to hang out with, and wow, this is starting.
Nowadays, it's so hard for Jim to find kids to hang out with at the mall.
But like,
he's got to go to Chuck E. Cheese now.
You know what? I really walked it. But I was at the mall where I grew up around the time on a Friday where there would be kids, and I was like, where are all the teenagers? And it's like, you know what? There's no way I'm not sounding creepy, so I'm just gonna give it up. I'm just saying there's no kids in malls. Not that I'm looking.
Jim's disappointed that he cannot find children to hang out with. Pizza time. It's all right, Jim. When you were young, you were
every time I tried to say it, I said it. Then I went, you know what? There's no way I can say this without sounding creepy. And I've probably said this to other people, and they're like, what's with Jim? He's being a real Jared Fogle over there. What's up with that? And I was like, Jared Fogle? And I go, oh, you'll find out in a few years.
All right, we're gonna continue on here. So, from Love and Sky. If you could have a dream car, what would it be? I would say a Lamborghini. Simple as that.
Homer Simpson's car from that episode of The Simpsons that he designed.
Oh, yeah.
Would be my dream car.
Well, sure.
I'll go with something simple. I'll just get a Jeep Wrangler.
All right, from Brandon Brawley. He says, what are your guys' thoughts on the 10-minute cartoon format versus the 30-minute format? Which is better?
I like 10 minutes when I'm trying to watch all of a show because I get more episodes done. That's what I like about 10 minutes, because it's like I was like going through Steven Universe like nobody's business. It was like, oh, I'll watch 3. Who cares? And it's like not that much time.
They're all 11 minutes, and then there's the 22 minutes. Is like, well, I like 22 minutes for like certain shows because there seems like there's almost always like half as many episodes. Like with Rick and Morty, there's only like 11 episodes in the first season.
That's true. Or like with I've been watching BoJack, and I don't know if I could watch more than one at once. It's like each episode really sticks. First, that end part.
What for season
for
one.
season one, where he just says like, "Do you think I'm a good person?"
Yeah.
And she like doesn't. She never really answers. And then the guy goes, "Hey, aren't you the Horseman?" And like I thought about that scene for like a good couple days, like all the
Wait,
memes.
hold up. And what
This is
does him
extreme
saying?
spoilers, by the way. I'm sorry.
No, what is
Well,
him
it's
saying?
season-
Are you that horseman? What kind of is?
Because he says, "Do you think I'm a good person?" And she doesn't answer. And then the audience member goes, "Hey,
Aren't you BoJack Horseman?"
And it's like
Yeah.
it's like the sad thing is like it kind of doesn't matter to anyone else that he's a good person,
Yeah.
but it matters to him. And like, but we never find out if he is, and it's like I don't think he'll ever.
I think
know. I don't know. It's like I
deep
I
down
like,
inside.
that was the thing is that show is sometimes it feels like a lot sillier, like with the that she's going out, Princess Catherine, right? She's going out with
Princess Carolyn.
Princess Carolyn, sorry. She's going out with that guy who's clearly a bunch of kids in a coat. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then they have some things I'm like I have to sit and think for 20 minutes now.
People think that's actually symbolic. That BoJack, that's how he interprets Vincent. That
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
Somebody says that, but that's how he perceives Vincent.
I don't think that works because we've seen Vincent
Split up.
We've seen Vincent away from BoJack, so that would only work if we only saw Vincent with BoJack.
Why does Vincent actually be a tall?
How far are you into it now?
I've started season 1, but I had to watch other things, and now I'm. Oh, well, actually, tomorrow I'm probably gonna watch Gravity Falls. So, but I just started season 1. But I
You mean
skipped
season 2?
Season 2, sorry. I skipped the Christmas special by accident, so I guess I have to watch.
No. The Christmas special's all right, but
it's pretty good.
Does it have anything to do with the story? Because it felt like season 2 picked up right to season 1.
Really?
It's a standalone. I mean, I only watched it a few weeks ago, and then I was like, oh, it's just kind of bonus if you want to.
I'm very impressed with it. When I try to tell people about it, they're like it's confusing because it doesn't seem like it's a lot of stuff that maybe people have done that about celebrity and stuff, but it really hits you. It's way more about that. So it's I don't know.
I really hope they put out a Blu-ray or DVD so I can see commentaries.
Well, with House of Cards they put out commentaries on Netflix.
Really?
And I was kind of hoping Netflix and they've semi-experimented with putting special features on Netflix, and I kind of wish they would do that because
that would be great because
because that's the big thing I have against streaming is I want all the I know so many people who bought Fury Road digital, and I was like, well, I want the Blu-ray with all the special stuff.
Yeah.
And as long as Blu-ray maybe the movie companies won't let them do it, but if Netflix has
just because an incentive to get the physical thing.
but I think Netflix BoJack is their own thing, so why not give us commentaries? I would love a commentary. I would like to learn more about that show, but it's I really like it. Anyway, sorry, I went way off topic.
Related to the question, I think the reason I don't really watch live action shows that much is because they're usually as far as big live action shows, they're usually an hour long. So I was like, I don't want to sit through that.
Yeah,
I'd rather just watch a movie.
Well, that's the thing about live action shows is if I have lunch, I can watch a half-hour show at work.
Yeah.
But I can't watch an hour show. That's if no one's noticing, and it's you really half-hour shows are so much easier to sneak and watch one.
Yeah.
And an hour show, it's you have to be ready, and it has to be good, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I got a few other questions here, and then we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay. We got one from Bruce Linden saying, "What pioneered your love for animation? Any certain show, movie, or person?"
What pioneered your love for animation?
I think, there's been several times where it's gotten reinforced. I mean, whether it's Miyazaki or Batman the Animated Series or Cowboy Bebop or Adult Swim being a thing or meeting animators.
I think most recently for me has been Rick and Morty because of just how creative it is.
Rick and... Well, there's a whole in Miyazaki's book. He talks about there's a theory in animation where anything is possible.
I feel like we've said that 5 times now in the podcast.
Oh, I have. Sorry, I should stop doing that. But
it's still true though.
Yeah. Oh, and brought it up with Rick and Morty. Oh, I have, haven't I? Okay. That's but
fine.
every time I watch Rick and Morty, I'm like, wow, it really feels like a bunch of dorks coming up with a lot of crazy
Yeah, especially like in the first episode of the second season, like I was like, wow, they're doing all of this.
I love the
it's
father so much, just his voice actor, and just how he's just like so stupid.
Oh, he's oh man, I like how Morty is a real combination of his parents.
He really is.
That's
Yeah.
something I really like.
For me, I think growing up in the 90s, being surrounded by cartoons is what inspired me to love, well, not inspired me to love it, but which influenced me to fall in love with cartoons. And then I think Milo Pony 2010 kind of just helped all that love resurface as an adult and realize how absolutely messed up I am. And and the internet definitely helped with that. I'm saying that with love. From Gregory Barry, and we have about 5 more, and we're done. On the topic of music, what format do you each prefer? Vinyl, CD, or digital? Digital for me.
See, I collect vinyl records with my dad, but I also collect CDs because I don't have an auxiliary jack in my car, so I just use CDs. And I like listening to full albums. I never like listening to like random songs in a shuffled playlist. I don't know why. I just like listening to like full albums because I'd like to listen to something as like part of a whole, I guess.
No, I'm the same way. I like listening to certain albums on my iPod or iPhone. Okay, so we have I'm supposed to, Adam Limaz says, lightning round question. Final thoughts on Hearthstone Grand Tournament expansion. All right, Adam, just real quickly, I'm going to say that a bunch of brand new cards. They look really awesome. Hopefully, it will mix up the meta, offer some new flavor, and hopefully some new decks that will make it to where there's just lots of variety and not the same old hunter deck, or mage deck. Because every so often there will be a new meta. And like Patron Warrior. I want there to be a state of the game where it's just
Patreon
a blend
Warrior.
of everything. Yeah, I know. Submit donations. But yeah, I mean, I added one new card to my Warrior deck, and that was Varian Wern, and him alone has already changed the game a lot for me. So, just hoping for more variety and more fun to go with these new cards. So, going on to. Monkey Heck says, for everyone with Moana, or how do you say it, Moana?
Yeah, Moana. I guess it's Moana or Moana.
With Moana coming out soon, how do you feel about Disney princesses in general? Love the podcast. Thank you, Monkey. What do y'all think?
They're cool.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that and Zootopia, I'm not sure which one I'm looking forward to more. I'm probably looking forward to Moana more, but
Yeah, to be honest. Also, The Rock's in Moana. So.
What?
Oh, yeah,
he is. As what?
As a voice.
yeah. I think he's like the brother or something.
That's kind of cool. Dwayne Johnson.
Something.
Okay. All
He
right.
doesn't. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
No, you're fine. Absolutely fine. I guess it's cool to see lots of variety in Disney princesses. So Ozzy All says to me, when is my next video? I hope to have one out by Thursday. Don't quote me on that. Panda Fighter says, do you wish a Goofy movie was already on Blu-ray?
Yeah, it's
sure.
It's supposed to come out on Blu-ray in 2017, I think.
What?
2016? I don't know. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I think they announced it at D23, but I didn't pay attention.
The one thing about Disney is they restore their shit real well. So
Yeah.
if they're gonna do Blu-ray, it's gonna look nice. So it won't be.
Yeah,
it won't disappoint you, but.
I'm surprised that The Land Before Time is finally coming out on Blu-ray in October.
Oh, when's Jurassic World coming out on Blu-ray?
I think around the same time.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
There we go.
That's genius. Okay, well played. All right. Okay, so we have another one from Ozzy All who says, I don't know if you answer this question, but this is kind of a very broad or a very big question. What is the best memories in 3 years? Ozzy, I say let's go ahead and save that question for next podcast. That's a big one. But thank you though, Ozzy.
Yeah.
My answer is yes.
Yeah. Everything. Amiibo. I have 2 more questions. Amiibo for Everyone says, POS Podcast, rank your top 3 shows on Cartoon Network right now.
Top 3 shows on Cartoon Network right now?
Yes.
Wait, does Adult Swim count as Cartoon Network?
I guess so.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so I guess
I go regular show. I couldn't do them in order, but regular show, Rick and Morty, Gumball. No, wait, Steven Universe.
Shit.
Yeah, dude, Steven
Let me
Universe.
take. That's 4. I'm just doing 4. I can't do 3.
Yeah, those are pretty much what
Rick and
I
Morty,
would
Steven
say.
Universe,
Yeah.
Gumball, yeah, and regular show.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Sorry, Adventure Time.
It's gotten old. All right, last question actually is from Ozzy. It says, since you like food, do you like In-N-Out Burger? To which I would say, heck yes, I do. It's really good.
I've never had it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
so
delicious.
good.
Some-
For what?
I'm jealous.
For what you pay.
I'm jealous that you're gonna have In-N-Out Burger in a couple weeks when you go to LA.
I'm gonna get so fat when I'm in LA, guys.
Oh,
Just
I
wait.
thought for a second I thought you meant me. I was like, I am. What do you know?
I'm gonna get so.
I was like, is something gonna happen?
You won.
I was like, wow, that's cool. Okay, never been, but sure. Okay, sorry.
Just enter in your social security number and credit card information right here on this one.
Okay,
All right.
745.
Whoa, slow down. I'm gonna get all the amiibos. All right, that's it for the questions, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for asking your questions. We appreciate it, and you guys watching the show. Paleo, you want to close us out?
Yes. So next time, Saber won't be here because he'll be in LA. That bastard.
No, wait.
Wait.
If it's bi-weekly, it's gonna be
Labor Day, actually.
Yeah, you'll be
Are
in
we
LA.
Do you want to do this Labor Day?
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna ask
I'm
you this
gonna be
after.
gone. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be gone. I'm gonna
So
be gone.
it'll just be me, Tom, and Jim next time. If
Oh, you're making Jim and Tom show up on Labor Day weekend. They might be out with their family.
I was gonna ask after if are we doing this on Labor Day or not. I was wondering.
Yeah.
I think I can do it. But
Audience, how about it's TBA? So just wait, TBA. So I had to double check, make sure I was
Yeah.
right. So
TBA or TBD.
I love me some TBA.
Oh. Is that
I
a
love
restaurant?
I love me some to be announced because I know it's coming. Oh, that didn't. This is like the mall all over again.
All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us so much. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.